Hello everybody, and welcome to this second interim episode of Let's Play Morrowind with me, veriax, in which we shall watch Karish look out across the foreign quarter as dawn breaks across Vivek. There will be no gameplay in this video. I'm going to talk about your thoughts, my thoughts, and read any books that we have found. So let's go with it, I suppose. So, your thoughts. They're great. Again, I really appreciate every one of you for watching these videos and the gameplay videos, obviously, and just enjoying them. It's really nice that you do that, so I do appreciate it. And some of you had feedback, and we're going to address some of that now. Now, if you have left a comment and I don't mention it, apologies, but I've either addressed it before, like I know someone wanted to install a mod, but I'm like, no, I'm not doing any more mods. Or some of them are just like really complimentary and nice, and you know that's really nice, but I can't address it. This is more like addressing points that are raised about the character or the Let's Play and stuff that I want to talk about, which I wouldn't normally go into in the actual gameplay videos because I'm too busy playing the game. So, I did ask about looting corpses. Because we went into the sewers and there was an assassin, and on her corpse there was a dagger, some clothes and armor and equipment, and a key. And I took the key, but I left the other stuff. So first of all, if the plot requires me to pick something up, I'm going to have to pick it up. Simple as that. I can't think of any instances where that happens, but if I need something for a quest or whatever, then yes, Karish will pick it up. Generally, he won't be looting corpses too much, which pains me to say. I have thought about reasons why he would. Perhaps I could get away with taking cash, because you could argue that is inside someone's purse and so would be relatively clean. But when it comes to items like jewelry and belts and magical items like that, people's shoes, he probably wouldn't take them unless he had to. So yes, that is a major drawback of the character's traits, that he just doesn't want to taint his hands on anything that could be tarnished in any kind of way. There are workarounds to this, and they're in the forms of, like I said in the last episode of this, the summoned gauntlets. Summon them, and then you can just stuff them into his pack and then have them washed or wash them in some kind of way. We'll get on to washing a little bit later on, at a later date. People have suggested gloves, which do the same thing. It's a bit of an easy way to get out the gloves, especially. So we could have like them be disposable gloves, and when the gloves are dirty, he'll throw them away. And folded cloths came up as well in the comments, and I kind of like that idea as well. So he has a folded cloth in his pack, which he uses as a little napkin when he has to eat rough, which he hasn't had to do yet. Or maybe he has his own utensils, which he keeps clean because he doesn't want to use others that are in the bar or whatever. Well, I thought it was nice that he would just carry his own utensils. A nice little character trait. But yeah, he could use the cloth to pick things up and wrap it in the cloth, and then again have it cleaned or clean it at a later date. So we could go down that route of using the cloth. So like cloths are suddenly like something he collects, so he can wrap things in them and then clean them later. We'll see about that, but I do like that idea. I like it more than the gloves, because with the cloths I can throw them away afterwards, or I can like just throw a cloth down and say, right, this is actually wrapped in cloth now. And then we get to bathing and washing and such. Now I want to address the term germaphobe initially. You guys have used that. I haven't, because I don't know this for sure, but I don't think science in Tamriel has come along enough to know about germs. So he just doesn't like dirty stuff. I know there's like a fine distinction there, but just so you know, you're the guys who are saying germaphobe, not me. So obviously sewers are really icky and horrible, but and I know it's a very small difference, but he doesn't know about germs. He only knows about unclean things, and generally they're not entirely the same thing, but sometimes they are, but I have never used the term germaphobe for him. I've said that he likes clean things. He likes, he doesn't like getting his hands dirty with things, because he prefers other people to do that, and he summons and stuff like that. So he doesn't like get his hands dirty, so he summons things so they fight for him and everything like that. But bathing, yeah. Someone suggested he wouldn't he go out of his way to bathe, and maybe if bathing was a thing in Tamriel, is it? I don't think like in any Elder Scrolls game I've ever seen a bath. I've seen fountains and stuff, but I don't think I've ever seen any form of thing like that. I don't think obviously there's a need for it, but or if it's addressed in the lore at all. But if it's not something that people do, he won't do it. If he does, again, it's a good idea, but how do I put that in the game? Because, like I said, there are no facilities within the game to do that. Should I pay an extra 5 gold every time he rents a bed so that he gets a hot bucket of water and can give himself a little sort of soap bath or whatever? Maybe pick up some load soap, or you know, I could do that, absolutely. It'll be a minor thing, especially when we get more gold, and that is going to happen eventually. Giving an extra 5 coins here and there isn't going to make much difference. So I can see that something, while being kind of a neat little detail, getting lost as we gain more wealth and power, and we can just sort of like assume it's happening. So it's a neat sort of idea, but as opposed when it comes to game mechanics, I know like he could go bathing in mountain streams and everything, but would he? Is that what people do? Because if it isn't, then he would like to keep himself clean, but he wouldn't go any further than what anybody else does who is like a noble or whatever. So I don't know. But it's not in the game, so it's very hard to implement anyway. Magicka restoration. There's another little point that came up. I'd like to remind you people who you're addressing here, right? I am Veriax, yeah? Yeah, Interactive Morrowind, yeah? Yeah? I know what I'm doing, okay? I know that Ancestor Ghosts will restore Magicka, and I know that Scribs will, I know that Shrines will, but Karish doesn't, okay? So I need to find a way for him to identify this sort of thing. Now he's a mage, and the Ancestor Ghosts thing does kind of make sense because being a summoner he may well know about this. So someone Ancestor Ghost punts it in the face and let it attack you. You restore Magicka that way. I get it. That works. Maybe he will be doing that. Out of all of them, I kind of see that one as the most Karish kind of way to do it. But I'm trying to stay in character knowledge. So the shrines, he doesn't particularly seem all that religious. So would he pray at shrines? I know I went in there and tested to see if they did absorb Magicka, and they did. And the restoration is the one that I need to do if I want to go down that route, because it's the one that restores everything. So it's a big magic charge. That's fair enough. But I like the summon Ancestor Ghost way more, I have to say. But he needs the spell, and yeah, a little bit cheesy, a little bit. Is it cheesy? I don't know. It's canon. I can kind of see that as a way to get around the whole Magicka thing, but is it a way that's too easy? Do you know? Lastly, the thing that I'm going to address that you guys raised is the Mages Guild. Somebody said that the Mages Guild is a better fit for Karish than House Sylvani, and you're absolutely right. They probably are, but I want them to develop. You see, at this stage, you're absolutely right. But I think that Karish, despite the mushroom thing, but you know, will prefer the House Sylvani because their quests are much more involved. You start with the Mages Guild finding mushrooms in a swamp, and that has just put him off. And yes, I can go and find the things, and then the next quest is plants and alchemy. Well, it's plants, isn't it? You know, it's heather and stuff like that. Which again, he'll have the same kind of attitude towards. This is really beneath me, so I'd have to find those in shops again, and at that stage, he might just get fed up with it. And I don't know how far I'd want to go in the Mages Guild, because the Mages Guild and the House Sylvani are not compatible after a point. So anything within the Mages Guild that he does is eventually pointless. And yes, that is my knowledge rather than Karish's knowledge coming through. But I'm having that influence him by saying that he gets assigned mushrooms. It's the Mages Guild who's like, no, you know, I'm a mage, you know. It's a little bit of a contrast, well, not contrast, but a little bit contradictory, because now he's going in sewers after people, but I gotta do something, and these are at least tasks that will avail him something, as in, you know, go and find this killer or whatever, get a magic item, and the house, the rats thing, you know, you could kind of equate that to the mushroom thing. No one actually has. No one's called me out on that and saying, why would you turn down a mushroom thing to go in a swamp, but you go and kill rats in a sewer? Because they've been quite valid in that, really, quite frankly, they would. But the mages thing was in episode 1, we're in episode 4 now. I need to get things moving. And I think Karish maybe realises that he has to lower his expectations slightly. But when it comes to the Mages Guild, I don't want to progress it too much, because in the end it's pointless. I want him to be House Telvanni, and that, you're absolutely right, his character now probably doesn't suit that, but that's the way he's going to go, and that will lead to some character development and different changes in his attitude to certain things. You get the idea. I want to do House Telvanni because I think it's far more interesting than the Mages Guild. The quests are really cool. The characters in it are really cool. So that's just the route I wanted to go down with this LP. So, my thoughts on things. We sort of touched on it there. I'm getting a few more quests now, getting a few quests under his belt. Still really hard to get some money behind him so he can buy spells. That will happen relatively soon, I imagine. You guys seem to be fine with the way he's going anyway. So that's dandy. So am I. He's managed to bumble through so far. In fact, I don't think we've died yet, so that's fine. Got a couple more quests going on. Disappearance of the dwarves. He'll be looking always for that. That is something that he feels is to his sort of stature. Why, you know, he's actually got a... And that's another thing as well. He's got a mission from the Archmage of the Mages Guild now. So why would he take missions from lower guild members? You know, why would he go and find mushrooms when he's got a mission from the Archmage himself to go and discover the disappearance of the dwarves? So that is his Mages Guild mission now. That's what he sees. That's overridden everything else. So what next? This is sort of a genuine question. We're here in Vivec. We have no more outstanding quests here. We're kind of saying that he has the place of Sadrith Mora in his head to because he's heard about these guilds, this house of powerful mages, and he's like, yeah, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to go. So he's going to head there at some point. He could go there right now. There is a boat just there, out of shot, that we could hop on and start making our way to Sadrith Mora. In fact, we might be able to get there directly from Vivec. I'm not entirely sure. So we could do that. We do have a couple of quests. I'm just going to go in it now and have a little look. Our quests are... this woman, I believe, has... oh no, we got... Yeah, so we got this Narmok quest, which I believe is along the coast. We've also got the Outlaw, which is again along the coast, island to the north. Yeah. We now have the Frost Salts for Tony, so we go and do that. We haven't got that quest yet, but I think it will follow this one. Not entirely sure. Mages Guild, yeah, not going to bother with that. And that's it. So we've got a couple of outlaws, and on this side, and that's kind of it. Now again, Karish doesn't know where these places are, but he could go to the boat and probably learn about at least one of those villages that he has to go to, and then head in that direction. But equally, if he goes to a boat, he might as well go to House Telvanni and start that quest line, because once I've sort of established myself there, I can then go back to Cassius and then start the main quest. So that's what I'm kind of leaning towards. This kind of stuff is all well and good, but I think that when he hears the word Sadrith Mora, or I think down here he can go, what is it, Tel Benora, before you can get there. Maybe he'll head in that direction. I'm not too sure. So I kind of want your advice and thoughts on, and this is the reward for watching this sort of video and listening to me ramble on, is you actually get to influence the LP in ways like this, where I actually ask you, what do you think Karish would do next? You've got 2 or 3 days to answer me before I actually start recording the next episode. But what do you think he'd do next? Do you think he'd go back to Tony and hand in the frost salts? Do you think he would go after these outlaws? Or do you think he would just head to the House Telvanni that he's been hearing so much about? What do you think? I'm kind of curious what you think. Alright. So, that is my thoughts, that is your thoughts, and my thoughts on your thoughts. Let us now read some books. Alright. So the first book we're going to read is the Cantanas of Vivek. Not too long. The Cantanas of Vivek are gospels written in the form of epic songs. They trace the evolution of Vivek from a foolish mortal to an enlightened divine. Vivek sought out experiences that tested him in every way possible, particularly in the defense and protection of his Dunmer people. And through his long life, his humility, and his unconquerable spirit, he attained the wisdom of the 7 graces. The Cantanas Cantatas relate to many stories of Vivek's experiments with challenge and risk, his failures and triumphs, his blessings of insight and good fortune, and his debt to his partners, Alexia the lover and Sothasil the teacher. The poetry is simple and dramatic, lyric and personal, composed to be sung or recited. I'm going to recite it. The following is an excerpt from Lord Vivek's The Brooding Beneath Red Mountain. The gaunt ghost fires loom as subtle shrouds, smoke and shades on the briars of Red Mountain. Arches and spires line the rock halls, dimly lit by the spirits of the dead. The blood of broken hearths and houses runs in red rivers, blossoms and fountains. Girdled round within walls of wit's glass, the shattered hosts slumber in cradles of ash. But when shall they awake? What dark crucible may kindle their souls to light? How long beneath red reeking clouds must flickering watchfires burn? How many lifetimes of labour and lament will it take to seal this restless tomb? Alright, for the next one, I have to load a game. I'm going to load book 1. Now, the issue is, I'm gonna show you what a silly person I am right now. I'm gonna tell you, a silly person. So there's the book that we gave away. The only thing is, okay, it's not actually a skill book. I thought it was, with it being this this value. So I'm quite glad, because I need to remember to at least click on the book and read it, so he gets the skill from it if this sort of thing ever happens again. And oh, there's only 2 pages. The designations of gods, demons, Aedra and Daedra are universally confusing to the layman. They are often used interchangeably. Aedra and Daedra are not relative terms. They are Elvish and extract. Azura is a Daedra both in Skyrim and Morrowind. Aedra is usually translated as ancestor, which is as close to Cyrodiilic can come to this elven concept. Daedra means roughly not our ancestors. This distinction was crucial to the Dunmer, whose fundamental split in ideology is represented by their mythical genealogy. Aedra are associated with stasis. Daedra represent change. Aedra created the mortal world and are bound to the earthbones. Daedra, who cannot create, have the power to change. This part of the divine contract of creation, as part of the divine contract of creation, the Aedra can be killed, whereas Locan, witness Locan and the moons. The Protean Daedra, for whom the rules do not apply, can only be banished. Oh well, there's that then. Was that really worth 350 gold? Apparently so. Okay, well, that's that then. So, next Sunday, I'll see you for some more gameplay. If, you have any advice on what Karish will do now that he's sort of finished his affairs in Vivek, he might stay here. You know, he might wander around a little more, get some more quests and such like that. He might go back to the shop. He might hunt down some more bandits. He might go to House Telvanni. He might do something else. I am going to ask you guys, while it's not a vote, and I can't say that I'll do anything that you suggest, your thoughts are always valuable to me, and some of you do actually speak sense. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think. Okay, guys, I'm going to head off. You've been great as always. Hopefully, you'll help me in my little dilemma about what's going to happen next, and I shall see you for next episode next Sunday. Be there or be a Daedra. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see you guys later. Toodaloo.